Hello, my name is Lauren Christopher, and I can't believe that we've made it to week 8 and that we're doing our final thoughts. I watched the video today, and I loved everything she said. These are things I've been thinking about for a while, and combating sexism, racism, and overall difference in ideals that lead to health disparities has been a central theme of my career up to this point. So it's very refreshing to hear this video. In the video, she discusses how there are 3 different levels of racism: institutional racism, personally mediated racism, and inherent racism. And these are all terms I feel like we may have been hearing as we go through all of our different public health projects as we go through, as well as maybe perhaps why we've gotten into public health. The NIH and the CDC have been very open about how health disparities are racially differentiated and promoted basically with this inherent racist and also sexist framework. And it's nice to hear how she can break it down in The Gardener's Tale, basically through these assumptions, starting off with these assumptions that are so unsupported by evidence and so fickle, and that it makes racism so easily understood, I think, from a larger sphere. I think if someone saw that video from any level of development or any socioeconomic status, it would be palatable. Watching it was really interesting because I didn't realize also that it was the Clinton initiative that made the initial public health response to health disparities, and acknowledging that the driving force behind it is racism. I thought this was an issue that was socially understood since the civil rights movement, because public health officials and my background's in anthropology, so anthropologists have also been talking about this as well. However, it makes sense looking at the political record that this is a relatively recent endeavor that they've undertaken. I also am surprised it's only been 20 years where this has been like a government acknowledged issue. But I guess at the same time, I'm not surprised. Going forward with my research, I think when I'm teaching, especially, or advising, I'm just going to start talking about this. Like from the foundational level, from if I'm mentoring other students who are undergraduates who want to do research, just want to put it out there that no matter who you are, this is going to affect you. This is just part of academia. This is just part of government. This is just and this is when you seek a higher education, this is something you can no longer ignore because it's so blatant and so well discussed in the literature and among your now future colleagues. And I think the more we talk about it, it's going to make overcoming racism less scary or insurmountable. And I feel going into it, personally, I'm a white Hispanic, I'm Cuban, but I'm also Italian and other European things. And talking about other groups and what they're going through does not seem realistic or my place. I can only talk about myself. However, I am constantly flexing this muscle of respect and listening, and I think that tool is something that public health officials need to be better at. And it's something that we learned about in this class, where being preventative, having these programs that allow for discussion and time to ease people's worries or concepts of benefits and barriers, I think that's the way we can overcome anything. For me, I if you saw my video, I would discuss adolescent suicide, and for a lot of these children, they don't feel heard. They feel out of control when they speak anecdotally about their own experiences, or they don't feel supported. And I feel going forward with anything that is as complicated as racism, where a person does not feel like they might be racist or like they're going to be subjected to institutional racism, whether they're white, Hispanic, Black, Asian, no matter where you come from, it is going to be in your face in some way. It is going to affect you in some way no one is immune to it. And I think bridging that gap, that it's not me, it's other people, the other group, is really important. And that's one way that I, in my discussion about adolescent suicide, want to go forward, which is why I recommended the programs that I did. It makes it an everyone issue, because it is. Racism and sexism and all these prejudices are something that we're all going to face at some point in our own special way, and pretending that it doesn't exist or it doesn't affect everybody is not going to lead to a reduction of health disparity. It's certainly not going to make life better, and it's just incorrect. And if we're pursuing knowledge, we need to respect that. So those are my final thoughts, and I'm glad that we're ending on this note and talking about issues that are affecting us personally, but also will be part of our work. And if this is where we're ending, and then probably where we'll be beginning as we go through our classes, I'm excited for the journey ahead. I just want to thank everybody for their comments. Like, as we go through, it helped me become a better student, and I really enjoyed reading everyone's responses and watching everyone's videos. I can't wait to start the new class with you guys. Couldn't ask for a better group. All right. Have a good day. Bye.